welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on S3. Now, we are super thrilled to have one of our friends of the show, the multi-talented Carishma Basday, in studio. She's not only an actress, TV presenter, podcaster, and an all-round inspiring personality. She is also joining us in studio for a new year, and I'm pretty sure you'll be adding to your resume. Carishma, it's great to have you here.
Always love being here, Zoe.
Oh, Happy New Year's to you.
And to you too.
Thank you. You've got that New Year energy about you. I'm loving the vibrancy that I'm seeing.
Thank you. I'm feeling fresh and renewed and, ready to take on the new year. 2024 is going to be amazing.
Oh, I have that same feeling. And when it comes to a new year, my favorite is always being able to ask someone, what are some of those goals you've set for yourself? And perhaps I'm going to start off with you.
So this year for me is all about calling in abundance. I want financial abundance. I want to just bring in so much joy into my life. I want just abundance on all levels this year. And for me, that starts off with finances. I know a lot of us are like, oh, we can't say we love money and we need money and we want money. It's a little bit taboo, but I feel like to call in the money, you need to be like, yes, universe, I love me some money.
Yes, you have to.
Bring it to me because, unfortunately, we do live in a world that revolves around money. So if you want to call in that abundance, to travel, to, eat at nice restaurants, to do wonderful things, have wonderful experiences, you need that money. So I'm really focusing on my finances this year, first and foremost, because I believe that's going to set the foundation, for everything else. And then a lot of exciting things in my career. I want to grow my podcast. I want to grow my Instagram because I love creating content on there and the community, that I have on there. And I want to spend so much more time with my family. And I want to focus as well on just living a bit of a slower life, curating lots of time for rest, lots of time for joy, slow mornings, wonderful adventures, things like that.
I love that you said you want to embrace a slow life. And I feel like for the last couple of years, it's all been about the hustle. It's all been about how busy can you be and how busy are you right now. And there's nothing more frustrating when someone says to me, I know you're busy, but...
I know.
And I'm like, I don't want to be busy. How are you what type of things are you going to put in place to make sure you get to live the slow life and be able to have that abundance in your career?
So I am prioritizing rest. Since becoming a mama 3.5 years ago, I've always felt like I don't have time. I don't have time to do all the things that I want to do. And that's not the case. I could create the time, but I didn't have the energy to capitalize on that time when I created it. So I had a big revelation actually just a few months ago, that it's about my energy. So I am doing everything I can to cultivate time for rest, to refill my cup, to refuel and not feeling guilty about it, because when I'm able to function from a full tank, I'm able to do so much more. And I feel like motherhood has left me quite depleted, because I'm just giving, all the time. So I'm just really taking quite a while. I'm giving myself a few months to take naps, to say no to a lot more things, because I feel like I need to work a lot to fill my tank. And then from there, I can dial it back a bit and be like, okay, we're on a 3/4 tank, so we just need a little bit of top up. But it's going to take a while to just get to that full tank. So that's how I'm doing it.
And I'm loving that you're saying that, because it's about being patient and allowing yourself to rest. And I think so often we're our own obstacles. Absolutely. We are often made feel guilty for taking a nap during the day when traditional working hours are from 9 till 5 in the afternoon. Now, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, do you have a traditional alternative, perhaps? Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, for New Year's, I want to do this and that, and then they don't really follow through on it.
Well, I don't like New Year's resolutions. I give myself almost a theme word, for the new year. And I have goals in mind. And I like to not overwhelm myself. So in the past, a lot of people do, we're so excited and we have all this energy and enthusiasm for the new year. And we create this long list of things. And it just becomes too overwhelming. And you can't focus, and that's why you end up falling off the bandwagon, and you end up not achieving all the things that you want to achieve. So I like to not overwhelm myself. I like to break my goals up into different sections of my life. finances, work, career, play, relationships, that kind of thing. And then I like to put maybe 2 or 3 goals under each of those lists. And another thing that I do is that I lay out that list with all my goals. So I have a nice vision of what I'd like to achieve. But as I go through the year, I do multiple check-ins. You know, every 3 months, okay, how are we doing here? How are we feeling? Because things shift. Life shifts. Things get in the way, especially now as a mum. You know, you have a sick child and it throws my workout plans out the window for 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, or my husband has to work away, or so many things happen, and you can't be killing yourself and be like, I said I'm going to work out 5 days a week, and you know, that's maybe not realistic. It's not realistic. So I always do a little check-in, and I like to adjust my goals as I go throughout the year.
And that's important, to check in on your goals, have it written down. If you're a visual person, have a vision board, print out some pictures from Pinterest, stick it up on the fridge.
You know what I like to do?
What do you like to do?
I like to make my vision board both like physically, but then also like a digital version, and I save it as the background of my phone.
Oh, that's clever.
So that it's really something that I'm looking at all the time. And on certain days when I'm feeling a little bit low, you know, I'll pick up my phone and just like one picture will stand out to me and be like, yes, it just brings me, it just realigns me.
It realigns you, and it also just keeps you all accountable. I love that you also said you have a word for the year, and you said this year your word is abundance.
Well,
or is that not the word?
It's blossom.
Blossom. Okay.
Blossom.
Okay.
Yes, I feel like I'm finally, you know, I feel like pregnancy and motherhood, it's like you go back into the ground, you're like a little seed, and then like birth and motherhood kind of cracks you open, and you spend the first few years just like, you know, working really hard, nourishing yourself, starting to grow, starting to creep up. And now I'm finally at the space where like, oof, I've been this little bud, and now I'm just ready to blossom.
You are ready to blossom. Well, did you hear that? Carishma Basday's word for 2024 is blossoming, and she is doing just that. Well, stay with us because we will continue this conversation in just a little bit.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties, as we continue our conversation with another beauty, the incredible Carishma Basday. She has been filling us in on some of the things that she's doing this year. It's going to be a busy one. We are delving now into some of the different aspects of her life and her aspirations for 2024. And we do this because you have put yourself out there as a source of inspiration, very purposefully, which is great. And I love that. So thank you for always being that. Because that, for me, is what the online space is for, what podcasts are for, and we'll dip into that in just a moment. But I want to touch on first, because you are doing this on levels.
Right.
When we talk about Women's Circle, and this is something that you've connected with your dear friends, please explain that mechanism and what that was all about.
So,
what this is about,
When I was pregnant, I did a course in Bali called Unwind the Feminine, and it was all about women coming together, creating community, helping each other, working with our cycles, all of that kind of thing to just really help us to thrive, right, on all aspects. And all of us need community, but women especially. We often feel so alone in things that, you know, we're all going through, but like no one wants to talk about it because we're like, no,
it's literally
can't be
the
us.
human condition.
Absolutely. So for years now, I've been wanting to create a women's circle here in Cape Town. Finally found the perfect spot.
Well done.
And I'm doing it with my dear friend Ken Danu, who is a hormone wisdom goddess guru. She helped me reverse my PCOS. She was my doula. I've known her for 10 years. She's just incredible, and she's going to bring in a lot of the somatic practices to it. So not only will you leave having found community, you will have left, you know, we'll work on different themes, so you will have left also having taken away practices to help incorporate it into your life. Exactly. And then we want to bring in, you know, different guests talking on different subjects, and just really a space for women to share and to come together and grow and show each other support. And just be. And it's so needed, Graham. It's so needed. And I'm finding that in every community or places or pockets of women, we're all desperate for this. So it's time.
Very much so, and I think we're more connected now than we ever have been, which is great, because it kind of plays tricks on your mind when it comes to identity, and then you think you're different to everyone else, and then you discover, hang on a minute, we're all going through exactly the same thing. That sense of community and finding your tribe, how I always say it, is vital in so many areas of growth. And we often don't see it for ourselves. We don't see that personal or spiritual growth because, oh no, that's an esoteric thing that I want, or a fitness thing, oh no, that's for fitness bunnies and for... But you are driving that movement message of overall wellness because you're tapping into all of these different things. How are you going to propagate that idea this year when it comes to the physical well-being? Because it is tied to the emotional, we know that. But it seems like you've identified this has to be a pillar of your life.
Absolutely, Graham. And, you know, I'm taking it slow. You know, I tend to like to go hard and fast a lot of the times. And I'm learning that that's not actually the best way because I just burn out. You know, and then I get...
Only have one gear.
Yeah, and I get demotivated because life happens, you know, like I'm a mom, my kid gets sick, it derails my progress, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So this year, I'm taking things slow. I want to build, you know, practices that I can incorporate in my life that are flexible, that work with me and my lifestyle, because it's not a one-fits-all. Right?
Sure.
What you're doing, what Zoe's doing, whatever is not necessarily going to work for me and vice versa. So, you know, getting back to simple things like, you know, my yoga, I'm so obsessed with cold water immersion.
Yeah, everyone should be.
You know,
Everyone
it's just been a game changer for me. But also incorporating lots of rest, listening to my body. I've been reading Alyssa Vitti's Finding Your Flow, and she's been a game changer in the women's kind of field, and she works with your cycle. So she teaches you, you know, a follicular phase, do X, Y, and Z. Ovulating,
which
do
is
X, Y,
where
and
you
Z.
should probably have started at the very beginning.
Absolutely. And if we teach all our girls to do this from the beginning, to just work with where you at and stop this nonsense of push, 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 you know, and burning ourselves out and just, it's just horrible.
And you can invert that because there is strength in these. That's just the way we are built. We love adversity.
Absolutely.
We're at our best when things are bad. You don't want to be uncomfortable or feeling at your
Absolutely.
worst
And
all
it's
the
the same
time.
like,
So
you know, men
balance.
have a 24-hour cycle, you know, and that's how you guys thrive. And you guys have to learn to work with that. And women don't, you know.
Thank goodness there is someone on the long game and not on the short game.
Exactly.
Blossom. Okay, when we are blooming, this says to me that you're going to act. That you're going to act a lot more, that we're going to see a lot more of you out there in the world
ready,
in
universe.
that sense. Yeah. How do you let those sorts of passions well up now that you are a mom entrepreneur? You've got kind of this diverse skill set that there is expectation almost in every lane. How do you give the thing, and I'm speaking mainly, this is also for myself, because I'm an actor who's never acted because I've been too busy doing other stuff, which is a great problem to have, but that's my passion and dream.
Right.
I absolutely love it. How do you honor those sorts of passions but still get the rest right?
I try and create space for everything, and it's not easy. And Graham, to be honest, for 3.5 years now, I've slowed things down so much. I've been so specific on what I say yes to and what I say no to.
Intentional, yeah.
Where I'm giving my energy and where I'm getting my energy. So that has been key for me. Especially coming from someone who wanted to do it all and have it all, and you can definitely have it all, just not all at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because then you're going to be dropping a lot of balls.
I love it. Well, I'm glad that we were on that hierarchy of needs somewhere in that ecosystem to slot in. So thank you so much for being a big part of our kind of positive push. I've got to ask, podcast, because I love the opportunity to chat with you. The thought of sitting down with you for a couple of hours is like,
let's do it.
Yeah, tell me a bit more about that, because that's got to be something really exciting.
Chat and Chai is my podcast, and it's all about inspiring and empowering women through other women's stories. And that came about from when I was presenting for Mela. And I was meeting all these wonderful, amazing people, especially women. And when the cameras weren't rolling, we were having these deep, incredible discussions. And I was like, this is what it's all about. This is the magic that is going to create the change that we need in this world. And I put it off for years and years and years. And finally, you know, getting some of my energy back after giving birth and that kind of thing, it happened. We made it happen. And it has been so rewarding. You know, women come up to me all the time and be like, I love this podcast. It changed my life. I didn't know, you know, we could do things in this way or that way, because for me, it's also all about showing women a different way of being, knowing that they have different options. And that also came from being pregnant, and I did things so differently during my pregnancy.
Yeah, we know.
And women would reach out going, I wish I knew I could do that, or I wish I had that opportunity. So this is it. We're just opening women's eyes.
It's the agency to do it. And this is the crazy thing. You walk around life assuming everyone knows. And people just don't know what is available to them, what they're capable of, what they deserve, what they are worth, all of these things. And you embody
what they can
so much
ask
of
for,
Exactly. Well, I'm asking for you to please come back as regularly as you
Anytime.
can so we can plug into this energy. But well done. I think you've turned what has been a very challenging few years into what seems like the most amazing springboard for this next phase, this next season of your life as you continue
Blossoming.
to blossom. I love that. I'm going to steal a little bit of that one for myself. An absolute pleasure having this incredible human being on the couch. Even better, having her in the kitchen. And that's where she's going to be heading in just a moment. But hopefully her journey and her insights that she continues to share online every day, and she does answer DMs, is inspiring you as well. Plug into that. Get a little bit of that magic for yourself.